You're such an asshole.
HassleConsulting.com. If you got questions, America's older brother has answers for a price, for a fee. If you want lies, go contact a regular consultant. If you want the truth, hire me, the world's only professional asshole. Adam writes, hi, Aaron. I'm a long-time watcher, first-time client. I'm a software engineer who's been in the industry for about 3 years. I make $75,000 a year and work for a large industrial company. While I have no delusions what work is, it sucks, which is why you get paid for it. I'm beginning to suspect that I'm in a particularly bad situation. Before I took this job, I thought Dilbert was hyperbole. Now I'm pretty convinced Scott Adams is taking notes from my workplace. Dude, where do you think he got the idea? He worked at Pacific Bell. It was one of the Ma Bells, Pa Bells back in the day. It's not bullshit. That's why Dilbert's very popular, because it's real. The management is almost completely clueless when it comes to how to develop software. They claim they want high-quality software and use the standard buzzwords, but it's obvious they don't know what any of these words, including the ones they've pulled out of their asses, mean. They also have lots of meetings that constantly waste the developers' time. Yep, that's a large corporation. There you go. Furthermore, they love to compare themselves to Amazon and Google while ignoring the software development principles that these companies follow. How many MBAs are in their ranks? I have stayed because I've gotten some excellent experience in important technologies, and I like my immediate manager. However, there have been 2 incidents that have recently put me close to the edge. The first was when my boss's boss started lecturing us at a meeting. See, I like to keep this guy anonymous, but this is so common, it's not going to identify this kid at all. About how we needed to develop faster. This was after literally telling us that management didn't know how to build the software and they needed our help to improve the process. I'm not exaggerating. I pointed out that we couldn't move faster because of the legions of contractors that have been building the software before us had created a mess. I also pointed out that we were way behind when it came to modern development practices, and until we got it, you didn't tell them how to do their job, did you? Oh. Watch my video. I just did it like 30 minutes ago on how to be a good boss. You just told these inferior fucks who the only thing in their life is the fact that I'm an assistant device reserve vice president assistant manager. I know what I'm doing. I have an MBA. You just told these inferior fucks how to do their job. And you're right. You're 100% right. But that's the only thing they hate. You just assailed their holy grail. You like gave their wife a facial in front of them. That's what you did. You poor young kid. And until we got up to speed, we wouldn't be able to move any faster. How foolish I was to think that he honestly wanted to hear from his developers. I'm sorry. Every older guy is laughing his ass off. Not at you, because we just feel bad, because we know this is exactly what it is. Later, my boss and I had a talk about how I had been confrontational. You hurt their feelings. Okay, you weren't confrontational. You were constructively criticism. You were trying to help. And you were doing it. If they had followed your advice, their problems would be solved. They don't want the problem solved. Your boss wants to jerk off. He wants to masturbate and feel good. That's what the vast majority of bosses want. They want to feel good. They do not want progress. Again, watch How to Be a Good Boss. It's vital that you understand how bosses operate. Most of them. Yeah, I asked several of my coworkers and they did not agree with this assessment. Yeah, because you guys are the front lines. Again, you're the ones fighting the enemy, and your boss, he's sitting there jerking off, in London, drinking scotch with Dennis Prager, thinking that they know what's best for you guys at the front line. Meanwhile, you're just getting your asses handed to you by the Germans, and you're saying, we need better weapons, and they're like lecturing you for, going over their head. Apparently, an employee is supposed to lick the boots of management, not questioning their reasoning. There you go. You got it. The second incident involved a busybody manager, which will be known as asshat from this point on, who has no authority over me because he's not my boss. I've been coming into work on the mornings and then going home at lunch and working from home. The reason is twofold. First, all the people I work with directly are in a different state, including my boss, so I'd effectively come into the office, connect on the internet, and then communicate or chat or video conferencing apps, which I do at home. Second, because of the ridiculous way they assign tasks, people often end up working alone. What happened is asshat bitched to the boss's boss about how I rarely come into the office, which is a misrepresentation. Yeah, okay. You also ignore the fact that I was always reachable. Yeah, you're allowed to work from home. Jealous asshat who's not your boss is going to go from. My job is stressful. I'm the only developer in my team who can build the user interface application, so my workload is always high and my deadlines are tight. All right, you have leverage. You're the only one that does that. That's good. We'll get to why. My boss also hired 3 new people, both who work from home, that I am responsible for training, who have no experience in these applications. One of the ways I've dealt with my stress is working at home where there are fewer distractions. Now that's gone, I'm probably going to start looking for a new job. I'm considering holding on for these reasons. 1, I feel I will gain some excellent experience if I stay. However, this is probably true even if I leave for another place, so perhaps it's not that important. You could gain that excellent experience. And I do know all jobs suck. I understand that. But if you have asshat, and this is a large corporation, it is always I can't say always. 95% of the time it's in your best interest to jump ship and go somewhere else. And the reason is very simple. You go get another job offer, they want you to come back, they're going to have to pay you more. You get ahead by job hopping. Not like every 3 months where you're an unreliable employee or like me. But you don't get promoted. They're not going to promote you. They're not going to until you're gone. See, and they think that they own you. They think this is just typical fucking big corporate dipshittery going on. So they are going to play hardball and hypocrite, and they're going to listen to asshat, and they're going to renege on the deal that you had to work from home. Fuck them. It's just like dating. The girl treats you like shit. She says, well, I only made out with the guy at the party. It didn't mean out. Bye. See ya. And then they're going to come groveling back to you. You always look for a better deal. And then until you find one where they treat you nicely, and then that's where your loyalty remains. But if they're already changing on this bullshit, you have a dipshit pussy of a boss, and he's lecturing you about being confrontational, you're in IT. You know what the best benefits of working in IT is? You don't tolerate this little typical pussy feminist touchy-feely HR bullshit. All right? That's why you guys go into STEM. So it's like being a brain surgeon. You think brain surgeons got to tolerate this fucking bullshit? Excuse me? You don't like the color of my tie? Well, fuck you. There's my smart. I'm going to the hospital next door and being a brain surgeon. It's the same thing with IT. You guys are the ones that have the skills. They need you more than you need them, although they're going to make it, they're going to try their best to make it look otherwise. But you got to understand, if you're the only one doing this, you actually have all the cards. To make sure you have all the cards, though, you need another job offer. So if they play hardball, say, well, we're not going to give you a raise, we're not going to, and then you got another job. You don't have to worry about starving. That's how you do it. That's probably the main reason you go into STEM and engineering, is so you don't tolerate. If you're in accounting or finance or sales or marketing or some basic bitch, degree, then you'd have to suffer this. Because it's just going to be like that. And they know they got it because there's a billion people that are replaceable. You're not replaceable, or you're going to be very hard to replace. And it sounds like they're behind. Oh, they're frantic. They're scared. I would even go work for the other team, or get another job offer, and then say, yeah, I'd like to hand in my 2 weeks. And then when they freak out, which I predict they will, I would ask for 6 figures. And I'd ask for a signing bonus, because these are the type of scummy assholes that they'd say, okay, we'll give you $100,000. They're going to race to find your replacement, and then they're going to fire you because they found a new replacement over in fucking Bangalore or something like that. May not be as good, but in their mind, they think he or she will be as good. So you get a signing bonus of 50 grand. Say, I'm sorry, it's just you'd have to I need like 50 grand of a non-refundable signing bonus, like 50 grand up front and $100,000, and I get to work from home. And oh, by the way, I'm not sitting in any of your meetings. I'm not sitting in any more meetings. A girl treats you like shit, you go find another girl, I'll do anything. All right, you're going to stop fucking other guys. You're going to stop yelling at me. You're going to pay me. I'd be curious if you get a girl who says, you got to pay me to date you now. All that shit I spent on you with meals, you're going to give me 25 grand. Give me that money back, and we'll have a probationary period. But it all hinges on you having another job offer. So you should be looking for another job anyway, just as a good plan B, because it could be that you never know when these businesses are going to go belly up, or they're going to get their their funding cut, or they're going to outsource your entire division because some salesman did a good job of saying, yeah, we got these Chinese developers, they're just as good as the Americans, and they're not. It doesn't matter that they're not and the company goes under, you're still out of your job. So I would be applying for other jobs ASAP because it's self-respect, it's in your best interest, and that's how you get promoted in pretty much any field. 2, I can study more to become the inevitable programming interviews, but I've already been doing that for the last few weeks, so I might be good. Keep practicing. Practice programming. Get those skills up, man. Get those fucking skills up, and then take those tests and those interviews, rather. You absolutely, nothing wrong with getting more skills. Absolutely not. 3, my boss wants me to start doing training that would prepare me for a team lead position. No. But when I mentioned an expected raise, he said he wasn't sure if I could get one. See? Fuck this bullshit. Fuck it. Why did you go and why did you study the hard shit? To be treated like a bitch? Still, the job title might be worth something. No. It's worth something if you get paid. You know what gives an investment value? When you get paid. Not like fucking Salesforce One or Salesforce.com where there's no profits. Like, when do you make profits? When do I get paid for my money? Not yet. We got a chief equality officer, y'all. 4, I have gotten the freedom to rewrite applications correctly from the ground up, which is really a big thing in the software world. Yeah, I'm so sick. Look, when were you young people? Look, the Gen X didn't do it. Gen X is a bunch of conformists. And they didn't stand up to the baby boomers. Stand up. For your own sake, stand up. Tell them to fuck off. I mean, don't tell them to fuck off. There's, like I said, hey, I liked working here. It was really great. You give them the same fucking bullshit. But I got a great opportunity. I have to take it. It could be fucking jerking off at $25 an hour. Doesn't matter. Just get the fuck out of here as long as they treat you better. I know you have these opportunities, but you already have enough work experience. I don't know what additional work experience is going to... And you could go find... And you could self-teach. That's the one thing about IT that's great. You guys could self-teach. Fucking banking or any other world, like, no, you need to get a degree. Here it's like, yeah, I got certified in Python. I got certified in R. I got... and here's my portfolio. But this just sounds like if they're going to... you don't deal with this drama. You don't. You just don't deal with this bullshit. And if they're not going to pay you, hey, here's more responsibility and you can't work from home, but there's no increase in pay, fuck them. Have some self-respect. Fuck them. My reasons for leaving ASAP are as follows. My team is supposed to do an application for Asshat. He's chomping at the bit to get it. Leaving would probably be the best fuck you I could send to him. Although it hits my boss equally, which I don't like. Hey, no. Your boss has failed you in this regard. If your boss says, well, now you have to work, your boss has failed you. And you never have friends with your boss. Fuck you. I did that once. I had an employer I liked, and then I got fucked over when I said, long story short, I really liked my job, and one of my students I was teaching, he got drunk and then punched me because he was so drunk. And I could have sued the school. And I didn't. I'm like, no, I like it. It wasn't the school's fault. Sure enough, the next semester, everyone needs a master's degree to teach. It's like, you fucking assholes. You never friend your bosses. You fuck over your employer as much as they're trying to fuck you over. This is not a team. It is a dog-eat-dog world, and the sooner you learn that, this doesn't mean you practice unethical business practices, but your boss is not your friend. Okay? It's too bad, Yeah, you can still like your boss. Man, boss is great. This is why you're polite when you exit. Hey, I really like working here. It was really great, but I gotta go. Because I got a really great offer. Really, offer I can't refuse. Then you entertain whether or not you want to continue working under Asshat or not. 2, I don't feel the stress is worth the money. You answered your own question right there. It's not. 3, I don't like the taste of ass enough to easily get promoted, and my bridges are likely burned with my boss's boss unless I grovel. Some of my boss has been advocating, oh, they want you to kiss the ring. Oh, you have to kiss the ring. Fuck that. You're IT. I would love to work at a software company that can help me fill in some areas why I'm weak as a developer. I don't think the standards are high enough for that to happen. Yeah, this just sounds like a bunch of MBAs who don't know jack shit. I also have to consider a last-ditch effort to talk to the boss's boss, who I'm on good terms with, but I don't feel would do any good. Probably not. And I almost wouldn't do that. So just be a good little minion until I've sucked the last bit of valuable experience from this job. Yeah, while you're getting another job offer. At least this job I know what to expect. While I have learned to recognize some red flags to watch out for, thanks to this experience, the next job is not guaranteed to be better. I think, yeah. Wait till you get the job offer, then go to the boss's boss, and just lay it out online, politely, saying this and this and this and that. And you know what? And then you tell them your wish list. I'm gonna be promoted. I'm not answering the asshat. This is gonna get done. This is gonna get done, and you're gonna pay me 6 figures. Just the balls on that right there would be like, the guy would be like, oh shit, fuck. And if they say no, then you got your job. But, I mean, the biggest advances I had made was not even necessarily bluffing, because I was capable of doing this shit. It's just like, no, I want $75 an hour. Will you sell for $65? Okay. And I was like, you got to realize how much bullshit is at the top. And if you just cut through that crap, and you'd be amazed how many ballsy initiatives are actually rewarded, because you're like, one, you're vital, because you're the only guy that knows that. It's like, yeah, you know what? No. And what is it really worth to you to continue working there? I want it. Like, the girl is like, now she's desperate. She's coming back to you. What do I got to do? You need to lose 25 pounds. You need implants. You need to dye your hair red. By the way, you're paying for everything, all the dates, you'd be amazed how many of them say yes. If they say no, you got your other job. It all hinges, though, on you having another job offer. You understand me? All right. Glad we had this chat, son. Go out and kick ass. Remember, you are IT. You don't tolerate office politics. We'll see you later. Toodles.